You guys, I was reading through this Twitter thread and I had to share it. I haven't even finished reading it, but I have to share the information. And one thing I want you to know is people that have predicted this, people that are sharing information and then it comes true, are not prophets. They're probably in on it. So let's start here. Back in 2014, author William Frederick discovered that Google Earth had overlaid a fake hole on the Hoover Dam. Like, how did he discover that? I want to know. Way back then, he suspected it to be a foreshadowing of things to come, and in fact predicted 2022 as the year it'd go down. The end times forecaster. There is a hole in the Hoover Dam. Is the water about to break? Here it is. See the hole in the Hoover Dam that appeared on Google Earth? I believe it is a signal of what they have planned to carry out. Destroy her. That is right. Unfortunately, I believe that one day evil forces aligned with Satan will destroy her. There are many reasons why I believe this. For one, it has been signaled in 2 Super Bowl halftime shows and various other entertainment genres, and it is also encoded on the United States money. And the hole that appears on the dam in Google Earth is another reason. As you can clearly see on the Hoover Dam in Google Earth with 3D buildings enabled, there is what appears to be a large hole in the center of the dam. The hole changes shape as you approach it. He goes on to point out a puff of smoke cloud he discovered same time on Google Earth over the city of Needles, California, in the shape of an aborted fetus. At the time of his writing in 2014, he suspected the needle referenced was about abortions. We have new reference nowadays. Thus, based on this information, I firmly believe that evil forces are planning on destroying Hoover Dam. Look what appeared on Google Earth just below Hoover Dam. That looks like an aborted baby to me. Could this be a clue as to why judgment will be allowed to occur? Interesting enough, the cloud appeared over the town of Needles. What do they use in abortion? Again, let me repeat, in light of all that I have seen concerning the Hoover Dam, I believe that one day evil forces are planning on destroying the Hoover Dam as part of an Antichrist birthing ritual, the breaking of the water before birth. I looked up Needles, California, a city located 100 miles downriver from the dam. It is named as one of the cities that would be destroyed if the dam gave way. The death toll would be dependent on the amount of warning giving before the wave. 3.6 million hectares. That 3.6666. Downriver towns and cities would see the most damage, which could include loss of life depending on the amount of warning before the wave. The towns include Laughlin, Nevada, Needles, California, Lake Havasu, Arizona, and even as far as Yuma, Arizona, and San Luis Rey, Colorado, a border community in Mexico. There are also 3 Native American reservations along the Colorado River that would be affected. Some speculate the water would spread into the Mojave National Preserve and communities in the southeastern California all the way to Salton Sea, an area, and it ends there. Needles, California is a city in San Bernardino County, California, in the Mojave Desert Rain of Southern California, situated on the western banks of the Colorado River. Needles is located near the California border with Arizona and Nevada. The city is accessible via Interstate 40 and US Route 95. The population was 4,844 at the 2010 census, up from 4,830 at the 2000 census. I did more research and found when full, Lake Mead, the reservoir created by the dam, can hold 9 trillion gallons of water, enough water to cover 10 million acres with water at 1 foot deep. At full pool, Lake Mead is, by volume, the largest reservoir in the United States. It has enough capacity to hold the entire average annual flow of the Colorado River for 2 years. As recently as 2016, Lake Mead held up to 9 trillion gallons, 34 trillion liters of water. But with drought conditions in the West, the lake currently holds about 3.5 trillion gallons, 13.2 trillion liters of water. Now, if 3.5 trillion gallons of water were suddenly set to loose, it would certainly wreak havoc on everything that is in its path. At its base, it's 660 feet thick. I bet it's closer to 666 feet. It carries 45,000 pounds of max water pressure per square foot. If it's ever breached, it's gonna blow. Besides tidal wave and flood damage, there would be a huge impact on water supply, farming, irrigation, and the electrical grid. As we've seen, the folded 20 shows the Twin Towers being blown up, while a $50 folded in the same way shows the Hoover Dam. And there it is. If you fold the $50 bill in the shape of a pentagram, the Hoover Dam is shown with 4 obelisks around it. Conspiracy theorists believe that this indicates that the dam will be destroyed, possibly in some sort of false flag operation. The obelisks represent 1111, which is a reported Illuminati symbol. Mr. MBB333 did a video back in 2015 going through different aspects of the folded $50 bill. And again, just because Mr. MBB333 may get some stuff right does not mean that he's not part of the whole thing. Let's watch this.
Friday, May 29th, about 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 2015. What I'm going to show you is pretty mind-boggling, to say the least. So stick around. This is very enlightening. Here's the story, how it goes. I've been very drawn to Lake Mead here lately, like a pile of metal shavings to a magnet, man. I'm not kidding. Especially after there was some speculation that maybe the lake itself had dropped 8 feet in 2 days. Me and millions of other people depend on Lake Mead for water and some electricity. So for this thing to be getting this low is very concerning, to say the least. But anyway, the Jonathan Kleck did a video a while back about the $50 bill reflecting a possible problem with Hoover Dam. So I watched the video again here a couple days ago, and I decided to do my own research. So I did a screenshot of Jonathan's 50s, and I noticed something that he overlooked. At the bottom of both of these $50 bills, what he did was fold them in the shape of a pentagram. But at the bottom of both of these 50s was a totally obvious Cadillac emblem on both. And Cadillac emblem, if you do any type of research, you can find it's like some sort of related to possibly an ancient holy crusader shield or something like that. But anyway, he was showing here this one, the dam is not broken, water not running. This one, the dam broken, water running. But I noticed something too in the sky. Look at that. The sky is loaded with like something. There's nothing here. But again, the Cadillac logo. So, like I said earlier, I did my own research. That's the storms going through Dallas. That's from yesterday. That's an entire another story. But here's what I did. There's the stuff in the sky, and it's like pretty obvious that these things are randomly placed on both sides of the $50 bill. Here it is up close. And there they are, coming up out of the Hoover Dam, Lake Mead. And there's the Cadillac logo. See it right there above my mouse? Very obvious. Let me take you a little closer, just in case you can't see it. See that right there? A fifth grader can see that. Cadillac logo? Sure. Cadillac logo. But I really don't know why. So I found that. I found another really eerie connection. This is mind-blowing here. This is a really up-close, high-definition picture of the paper that the 50 is made on, behind all of these 5s and 0s, but they look like things in the sky above Hoover Dam. See that right there? They're all over the place. It's kind of hard to miss. Here, let me zoom in for you. What's that? It's a pentagram. Ah, a pentagram with a goat's head. That's a symbol of the occult, correct? Isn't that what was just on Hoover Dam this week that was stirring a big controversy? Sure. Undeniable. And there it is, on the 50. Supposedly above a broken Hoover Dam. So why do we have a Cadillac emblem, which by some interpretations is symbolic of an ancient holy crusader, at the bottom of Hoover Dam? With what I interpret, it looks like to me a serpent or something coming up out of the dam and then being released into the sky. I don't know. Jonathan interpreted it as a broken dam with water running through it, which, yeah, I could totally see his interpretation, of course. But I can also see this here. This is glaringly obvious. Look, that's the Colorado River and Hoover Dam. It kind of resembles that. I don't know. One other thing I found, this is as you enter the Hoover Dam. These fallen angels are right there. I mean, there's no denying it. And the big black cube. There's actually 3, but one is very obvious. Did a little research on that. You don't have to look very far because you guys know about the black cube. Yeah, let's see if we can find it here just to give you a little bit of background on the black cube. I'm sure all of you guys are fully aware of it. Bingo. They're all over Australia, Denmark, Manhattan, Mecca, and they're also, coincidentally, as you walk into Hoover Dam. Unbelievable. So we got the Hoover Dam, black cubes, fallen angels, Jonathan Kleck's video interpreting the dam being broken. I find a Cadillac emblem at the bottom of the Hoover Dam. Then we look closer and we see a pentagram in the fabric of the $50 bill, which is symbolic of the occult, which the occult was displayed all over Hoover Dam this past week, and it was just casually dismissed as a publicity stunt. And we have a Cadillac logo at the bottom of the pentagram of the $50 bill. There appears to be something coming up out of the Hoover Dam, and something in the sky that is very, very obvious, but I don't know what. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Maybe you can interpret this, or Jonathan himself can interpret it. This is a photograph my brother-in-law sent me yesterday of Lake Mead and its levels, and it is extremely low, guys. So, I don't know what to think. We're going to need a miracle. But anyway, thanks for watching, and during these uncertain times, I encourage you to be brave, be strong, and be wise. Thanks for watching.
And after that, Mr. MBB333 also found the Mercedes-Benz logo. He mistakenly calls it the Cadillac logo on the folded $50 bill. Said logo was also present during one of two Super Bowl halftime shows that signaled the destruction of the dam mentioned by William Frederick. Mercedes and the Hoover Dam. Now, where have I heard about that connection before? Oh, I remember the Mercedes emblem was on top of the Super Bowl 47 stadium. You remember the one where Beyonce was possessed by a demon and performed her ritual signaling the destruction of the Hoover Dam, after which the lights went out? So if you don't think that wasn't staged, didn't happen for a reason, it was. Everything's planned, everything's orchestrated, the world is a stage. Frederick found the Mercedes logo orientation over the stadium during Beyonce's Satanic Hoover Dam ritual was such that one leg of the logo pointed to the dam, one to Georgia Guidestones, and the third to the site, the Antares rocket explosion. And there it is. Another one of Frederick's decodes gave him the year 2022 and the month of either September or October as the projected date of the dam's destruction. He predicted this in 2015. And that doesn't mean that anything will happen, because they do like to make these conspiracy theorists look crazy. But then again, something might, because look at other things like the 9/11 stuff on The Simpsons. Here is something that I noticed on the esoterically folded $50 bill. There are 22 full 50s above the dam. Also, notice that the ellipse in the upper right, that big 50 is in, forms a number 9 with the right border. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I see it. Seems like a reach, but together they make 922, and in combination with the Jubilee year, they make a signal to 922. Could it be September in 2022 or the year 2022? Next, I found in 2015 a logo of a goat jumping over Twin Towers was projected on the dam for 1 week straight. When asked why, officials said they were merely testing a new projector system, and they're fans of the German football team FC Köln, whose logo is said goat. Fun fact: the first Hoover Dam hydroelectric generator was fired up for testing on 9/11/36. September 11 plus 3 6s. The groundbreaking ceremony was held on September 11th, 1941, and work quietly got underway with more than 15,000 workers on site around the clock. The demand for office space was so great that first workers moved in before the complex was fully finished, and many employees found themselves working in offices without walls and traveling around the complex on wooden planks laid across open construction pits. In 1941, groundbreaking took place for the Pentagon. In a speech that drew accusations of anti-Semitism, Charles A. Lindbergh told an American First rally in Des Moines, Iowa, that the British, the Jewish, and the Roosevelt administration were pushing the United States towards war. Interesting. By the way, in researching that date in history, I found that the Pentagon groundbreaking ceremony was also on September 11th, 1941, and that its central courtyard has always been referred to as Ground Zero. Wow. Did you know? Dwight Eisenhower took up his position as Army Chief of Staff after World War II ended. He got lost in the vast complex while on a walk and was forced to ask a group of stenographers for the directions back to his own office. And while it is possible to get from the furthest points in under 10 minutes, that requires taking a shortcut through the open courtyard at the center of the complex known as Ground Zero, and walking very fast for those unable to physically walk the corridors on their own. And that $20 bill was folded so it shows Twin Towers on fire. Turn it over and it shows a shorter building on fire in the back, but I digress. Could do a whole other thread on the Pentagon symbolism, maybe someday. Back to the dam. Then there's the interesting choice of art on the dam. Statues of fallen angels and black cubes are the theme. Is that a pentagon underneath it at all? Around 100 people died during the dam's construction due to accidental falls. Urban legends state their bodies were entombed in the concrete. 3 miles of tunnels were dug to divert the H2O during construction. 42 workers mysteriously died in them. Their employer blamed pneumonia. Both nearby towns, the workers frequented said they had no cases of pneumonia, but rather suspected a cover-up of carbon monoxide poisoning. The first difficult step of the construction involved blasting the canyon walls to create 4 diversion tunnels for the water. Facing strict time deadlines, workers toiled in 140-degree tunnels, choked with carbon monoxide and dust. Conditions that prompt a 6-day strike in August 1931. When 2 of the tunnels were complete, the excavated rocks was used to form a temporary Hoover Dam that successfully rechanneled the river's path in November 1932. A nearby hospital and nearby hotel both report large amounts of paranormal activity to this day. Additionally, a small town was submerged when the dam was built, and Lake Mead began to fill up. The occupants were forcibly displaced from their homes by the government. When the lake is full, it covers the town under 60 feet of water. However, droughts in recent years have uncovered it. There is a ghost town that was flooded by Lake Mead. The city of St. Thomas, Nevada was flooded when Lake Mead first filled up. Severe drought has lowered the lake levels, so the ghost town is now visible again. The town was once a Mormon settlement on the Arrowhead Trail between Salt Lake City and Los Angeles. Residents were forced to leave by the government when the lake began filling in 1935. Many believe the destruction of the dam will be done ritualistically to symbolize the birth waters breaking, ushering in the Antichrist. I could go on and on. There's no shortage of symbolism, theories, and predictions, but you get the point. Was the recent explosion a forecast, a test run, a convenient excuse to be blamed when the dam breaks? I think we will find out, or we will live to find out. I feel compelled to add they often plant things in our consciousness, so we'll focus on it and create it for them with the power of our attention. So don't do that. That creates energy they can use. Don't feel fearful, just be aware. The future isn't set in stone. Vibe high always. So it's always these new age people that are promoting stuff like this, but I do find all of this stuff to be very interesting, and sometimes they are showing us our plans, and sometimes they are showing stuff like this so we will repeat it and make ourselves look crazy to our friends, our normie friends. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.